finally, somebody that I speak after that's not taller than me. Have any of you seen the PBS show that was entitled Lord of the Gourds? Oh, good, because I want to talk to you about that. Nobody has, except Inez has. It's about these people who raise giant pumpkins. And it's worth watching. They'll probably play it again. So these people really get into it. This one man, they were mostly retired guys, and this one man told his wife if he could take the whole backyard and make it into a pumpkin patch, then he would give her a $45,000 car. So you can see how into it they are. Another couple said they didn't have any children, and so this giant pumpkin was their daughter. And another man said, it's more work than raising a baby. I'm not so sure he knew what he was talking about. He said. Then there was a lady, a wife of one of the people who raised the pumpkins, and a mouse came and destroyed their pumpkin. It got up underneath, and she said, a mouse is never going to get our pumpkin again. And so she got all these mouse traps and had them 3 deep with cheese in them, all the way around in a huge circle around this great big pumpkin. And at night you could hear it go snap, snap, snap. And then there was this guy who sits on the porch with his gun and defends the pumpkin from weather and diseases and vermin and insects, and shoots the deer and shoots the mice, and that's his, kind of 24/7 occupation. And then there was this guy who said that he actually watches the pumpkin grow. That he sits on his porch and he watches the pumpkin grow. Just think, how many wives would like to have that kind of attention from their husband? Saying, go ahead, honey, get bigger, get bigger. So they're really into getting the most giant pumpkin. And when you cut it from its stem, it will lose some weight. And so the weight is the big deal. So they're all kind of doing it that at the same time. They're cutting it off of the stem right before this contest at this fair. And so you see on these country roads, these trucks going down the road with these giant pumpkins on the back. Then when they get to the fair, they measure them and they weigh them. And there was this one man who said, if I could win this contest before I died, I would die happy. And another man who wanted so badly for his pumpkin, which last year was in the 900s, to beat his neighbor. His wife said it's a guy thing. Beat his neighbor who was like in 11, in over 1,000. So as his thing gets on the scale, and he's really hoping it's going to be over 1,000, and it looked bigger than last year, and then it wasn't. And then he said it was going to take him 4 days to get out of his depression. And as I look at Angie's face, it looks really sad. And so, this pumpkin thing, it's an addiction. And when the man says, I will die happy if I win this contest, the trouble is that that's not true. That when you want something from this low level of consciousness, which is called security, you'll have momentary happiness if you win. If you don't win, por nada. And so if you can jump up a couple of levels of consciousness to the consciousness level that we call love, and that would look like this. It would be like, I love pumpkins, I love to touch them, I love the color of them, I love engaging with my neighbors in this fun contest. That would be the love level. And then if you win, good, that's fun. If you lose, there's no unhappiness. So you generally pretty much get like 100% happiness if you can make that switch. And isn't that the way we approach our politics? From that low level of consciousness, I've got to have my candidate win. Of course, you have a favorite and you vote for them, but I've got to have my candidate win or I'm going to move to Canada. And it's actually, you know, that's not going to give you what you want. So we have a couple of days now to get our heads in the space to give us what we really want. It's not about politics, it's not about pumpkins. And up in that love level, it would more look like this. I love the United States of America. I support and respect the President of the United States. Whoever wins, I will be okay. The country will be okay. So if we get our heads in that space on next Tuesday or Wednesday, we get what we really want, which is happiness.